Hi.
Hello, our fine fanatic friends. How are you today?
How's your day been? How you doing?
How's it going?
You having a good time?
What's up?
How's your life doing?
What's shaking? So, just a random video that I suggested bringing up because this has been a pretty damn good month for movies.
Yeah, no kidding.
But there's two that we really want to talk about. I wanted to obviously talk about Detective Pikachu. I know it's been a few weeks now, but there's some stuff we'd like to talk about.
Yeah, we just haven't gotten around to it because of our busy schedules and all that.
But last night, as of this recording, we also saw the new Godzilla movie, and holy shit!
It was pretty good.
Where do I even start?
I gotta say, they definitely delivered on the monster factor.
Well, I hope so. Oh, I don't even know where to start on this review. It's like a double feature review.
Well,
we're just gonna ramble on.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
Which should we start with?
We'll start with Detective Pikachu, obviously, because that was the first. We actually saw that twice in theaters because I enjoyed it that much.
It's been a very long time since I left a theater with a movie making me feel so happy for the rest of the night.
Yeah,
I mean, not like the kind of happy like that was awesome, that was intense or something like that, but just like a really good feeling, the happy, good, satisfied feeling.
You had that nostalgic feeling of your childhood dream of Pokemon coming to life,
and
that's as close to it as possible.
They got it right. They actually managed to get it right. That's what makes me happy.
Yeah, I know you guys have already watched a handful of reviews, I'm sure, but when I first heard about this movie coming out, like my first reaction was, really, Detective Pikachu out of all things? Why is that being a movie? And then I saw the trailer and I had my doubts about it, especially, I admit at first I was not fond of, I wasn't sure about Ryan Reynolds being Pikachu. I'm sure that people could enjoy it in a humorous way, but yeah, I honestly, throughout all of the development and all of the hype, I told myself, go into this movie with no expectations. I was planning on seeing it either way.
I actually had high hopes from it for a bit. I had high hopes of it from the first time I saw the trailer because it was gorgeous.
Well,
you gotta admit it was gorgeous.
I thought the same thing about The Last Airbender. Look how well that turned out.
Yes, but I could already tell that was gonna be bad.
I enjoyed Detective Pikachu a lot better than I thought I would.
Oh yeah,
it was definitely great. The way they really did study how the Pokemon would move and how they would
interact with the world.
Yeah.
Well, interact with our world. They actually did find a good way to combine the real world with the Pokemon world. And Rhyme City is that.
Yeah, for some reason seeing those Growlithe walk by like real puppies, I was like, oh my god, I want one! Again!
Oh. Okay, the scene where he's at the hotel with that tree coat stuck on the window,
You fell in love.
I fell in love. It was just so perfect.
You want to take that home with you.
I mean, Trico was never really my kind of starter, but after looking at that, I would love to have one. In fact, wait, they didn't have Mudkip now that I think about it. I want Mudkip.
Well, they couldn't fit everything, obviously.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm glad that they managed to get everything they could into it, with what they had.
But I think most of us can agree that they did a really good job with the Pokemon design, especially someone like Pikachu. The way the people CGI the fur, just take forever.
Fur animation, hair animation takes forever to get that realistic look.
Forever and a day, yeah.
I mean, I imagine hair like, what am I thinking of? Moana's hair. That must have taken like forever.
Yeah, but
this, oh, God.
Yeah, and then there was other parts of the trailer that made me question the plot. Like, the trailer mentioned, there's Pokemon and people interacting in a city, and all of a sudden the Pokemon are going savage, and my first thought was, oh my god, they're stealing Zootopia.
Actually, yeah, that does sound like Zootopia.
But it wasn't by the way, spoiler alert. I should have brought that up.
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Right now, we're gonna put spoiler word right here. Just if you don't want to hear about this, just skip like 5 minutes or something.
There's still some Pokemon fans I bet haven't seen it yet, which is why there's still a spoiler alert out there.
Yeah.
But
so spoilers in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. At first, I thought they were stealing a thing from Zootopia, and then obviously there's a lot of Who Framed Roger Rabbit references, but then throughout the movie, there's a lot of other reference Easter eggs that you would not expect, like the what's his name? Justin? What's the character's name?
Tim.
Tim?
Oh well, his character is Tim. The guy playing him is Justice Smith, I think.
Oh, I mixed them up. Okay, so yeah, he walks into his old father's apartment. This is where we used to live, and this sorry, I couldn't help it, and. He walks in and that old movie flick that they played at Home Alone was up there. That was so random.
Did not expect that.
But the whole audience reacted with a laugh. I found it funny, but I was like, that is random.
Yeah.
Were there other Easter egg references that...
I feel like there is, I just can't think of them at the moment.
There is, major spoiler, there is the scene with the balloons. They kind of stole that from Batman.
Well, that's pretty much the Macy's Day Parade with gas. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
that's what Batman did.
Yeah, I know.
The movie Batman, not Batman.
No, there was plenty of things that they took from other movies or ideas and such, but they made work. They made their own thing.
Yeah. So basically, there's this one kid named Tim or Jim or whoever.
Tim. And he's sort of a loner and all that.
He's a loner. He's like the only person in the world who doesn't have a Pokemon partner for some reason.
And so we start with him trying to catch a Cubone because his friend suggested it was the perfect Pokemon.
Because it was the lonely Pokemon.
I just love the way that Cubone was running after him.
It's like that meme with all the people being chased by the little dog.
Yes, that's it.
This adult man is running in the field, and this little Cubo's like after he tries to capture him.
No, you know what? This movie was pretty much just every Pokemon fan watching and going, "Oh, that Pokemon! Oh, that Pokemon! Oh, that Pokemon!"
Pretty much, yeah. But yeah. So his father supposedly he's a detective and gets killed during a mission. So he goes into the city to gather all these things and retrace steps, I guess. I guess they were distant from one another after the mom passes away from an illness. And because of that, he also gave up his dream of being a Pokemon trainer.
Which, I think I would still at least try. Maybe, I understand his grief and all that, but that's every kid's dream.
Why that would drive you into being an insurance salesman, I don't know why.
Adulthood, I guess?
I know some people have to do it, but it doesn't really sound exciting at all.
Although now I think about it, how much does a Pokemon trainer get paid?
By winnings. And in the game, you do get earnings every time you beat someone. You kind of have to pay them when they beat you.
Yes, but how does that work in real life? You basically just punch them and take their wallet?
No, you punch their Pokemon and take their wallet.
I'm taking your fucking lunch away, Pikachu!
So he goes into the city, meets with the reporter girl and Psyduck along the way, and then meets with Pikachu at the apartment.
Mm-hmm. Who turns out to be the only Pokemon that talks in the movie and he can understand for some reason.
There is a reason.
We'll get to that later.
And Ryan Reynolds does a great job.
Oh yeah.
But I'm sure someone's already working on dubbing all of his lines with Deadpool lines.
I'm pretty sure someone's already made a video of him with Danny DeVito's voice.
I'm sure someone's working on that. But anyway, yeah, Ryan Reynolds.
He nailed it
Surprisingly very well as Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're going around the Rhyme City. I'm just trying to remember the name. Rhyme City is the place, and they're going around the city to figure out clues as to what happened with his dad, because there's beliefs that he may be still alive.
Oh, by the way, I do love how his hometown is named Leaving Town.
Yes.
that was a very nice touch.
Town.
Leaving Town.
I did not like that scene with the lick of tongue.
Oh.
The drooling and ugh.
That was a lot of chunky spit.
Yeah. Spitoo.
Anyways, he meets the Pikachu in the apartment and they get attacked by crazy ape moms, who do look
sniff stuff.
Who do look a lot like gremlins when you look at them angry.
When they go savage, there's this purple stuff known as R. It's like it's a smoky stuff in a vial.
When I first saw that smoke in the trailer, I thought it was something like essence of Gengar or the ghost Pokemon or something, because it was purple.
Ghost farts.
It was the first thing I thought of.
It was ghost farts in a container.
Like someone kept a gasoline in a vial for some odd reason. Anyways,
along the way they meet the founder of the city. I don't know his name either. The founder of the city and his son.
I think the guy's name was Howard.
And he has this degenerative disease that's bound him to a wheelchair. And he has a Ditto that actually forms into people and helps him out.
Yeah, that was a creepy Ditto.
And my first thought was one of them is the villain. One of them is the villain.
No, when we first saw them, it was so obvious that one of them had to be the villain. They couldn't hide anything from us. I mean, we could tell immediately. That it's like, okay, he's a bad guy. When is Bill Nye not a bad guy for SARS?
Bill Nye?
That's the guy who played Howard, the wheelchair guy. That's his actual name.
His name is Bill Nye.
Not the science guy, the other guy.
His name is Bill Nye. Oh, jeez.
No, I got in trouble with my friends when I mistake that too.
Okay. Well.
Alright, anyways. So they do some snooping around. At one point they run to Mr. Mime.
Mr. Mime, which, as you saw in the trailer, it was a hilarious scene.
Yeah. it was...
You gotta beat him at his own game, so he mimes along with him and pretends to pour gasoline on him and is about to light a match.
Oh, but then he does drop the match and he... Does he die?
That's the question. He drops the match, you hear the flaming sound, but then it cuts to the next scene.
Okay, one thing. Did his shoulder pads look like dodgeballs?
Possibly.
It looked like dodgeballs to me. I could even hear the sound of the dodgeballs hitting my face. Anyways.
Do you have traumatic dodgeball memories?
Anyone who has played dodgeball knows the sound of a dodgeball hitting them.
Okay.
Anyways.
And the next scene is a back alleyway where illegal Pokemon battles are going on. So Rhyme City, they've illegalized Pokemon training and battling.
Yeah, no Pokeballs, no trainers, no nothing, just companions.
There's a back alley cockfight with Pokemon.
Oh,
and,
also, I especially love how the DJs there had Loudreds everywhere, and they only spoke in like...
They spoke in dubstep.
They spoke in dubstep, yes. That I really liked. I don't know why. It just made me happy.
And then they run into the person running the whole thing.
With Charizard.
With his badass Charizard. So, supposedly... Oh, by the way, Pikachu has amnesia. I don't know if we brought that up.
For some reason.
Pikachu has amnesia. Is trying to retrace his steps because supposedly he is the old partner of the kid's father.
Right.
We left that out, sorry. And apparently he's faced the Charizard before, so the owner challenges him to a rematch and says he'll tell him everything he needs to know about the R. So Pikachu's going in all confident and Eye of the Tiger bullshit, like, ooh, I'm up and ready to go. And then this guy pulls out a shit ton of the R, shoves it up Charizard's nose.
He literally has like 5 bottles in each nostril.
and Pikachu's like, oh shit, get me out of here!
This guy just sniffed a year's worth of R! He's a crack addict, he's twitching! He needs his face! Run! He's turning into Corolla.
First of all, when did you become a Pokemon trainer? And second of all, get me the hell out of here! Get me the hell out of here! Ooh, Pikachu said hell. H-E double sticks.
Yeah, and apparently he forgot how to use his own moves, which is weird.
He looked like he was trying to poop.
Yeah.
The way he was posing.
I can't do it while people are watching.
So the fight doesn't work out, and
And the
but,
guy-
but before the fight could finish, the guy who runs the place falls over
And breaks all of his-
breaks all of the vials. Like his coat was loaded with the vials of R.
That's
They
not
all
a smart thing.
They all smash. So purple smoke in a crowded room of Pokemon. You do the math.
Okay,
including
you would think that he would at least keep those vials in a case or something like that to protect them from certain things like that.
Well, obviously not. If he was smart, he wouldn't be doing that shit for.
I would have put them in like one of those cigar cases or something. I don't know.
But on the plus side, we get to see, even for just a few seconds, my precious Gyarados.
Who looks really good.
Kid, I don't float.
Although it looked like he was basically throwing up on them. And wouldn't that put out Charizard's tail? I mean, thinking real world wise. Anyways.
So they lead to a dead end path, and they think about giving up.
The whole.
Well, they try to accept the fact that the father's dead.
Yeah.
But they still continue on to find Pikachu's memories. Now, Howard. Howard.
Okay, Howard. He gets his secretary to bring him to his office, and for some reason he just happens to have an Eevee right there, so he can evolve into a Flareon as the people show up. I mean,
we didn't really get to see. We saw a shadow of Eevee, but before we get to see him up close, he evolves into Flareon. Like,
although now I think about it, Flareon feels more like the right choice for Eevee wise. I mean, it looks like it's a natural progression for Eevee. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then Howard.
Howard fills him in with this random footage that was handed to him. Convenient.
Oh yeah, he has a hologram
holograms.
too. That's it.
You want to explain that part?
Sorry. He has a hologram that shows the world because he can't see the world because he's crippled and something like that. And it shows Mewtwo, who we forgot to mention at the beginning. Make it look like Mewtwo attacked Harry, Tim's dad, and Pikachu, and so
I'm just
Tim
gonna double check the name. Sorry, go ahead.
So Tim and Pikachu get go see the girl, and they find a lab off in the forest where they happen to find Greninja and Torterra, and then
Greninja looks pretty good.
Yes, I was wondering how they'd pull that off. The little bug eyes was a little off, but I could live with it.
Well, they were being experimented on, so they weren't exactly themselves.
Yeah.
This was a big experiment lab for the different Pokemon.
Yeah, so they find out that Mewtwo was being experimented there. Oh, and we found out that this was we found out that Mewtwo escaped Kanto 20 years ago.
So this is canon on the movie plotline.
Yes, yes.
They literally open the movie with the same scene as the first movie, but supposedly they captured him 20 years after the first movie took place.
Right.
Something like that.
So Mewtwo is the son of Howard releases the Greninja to attack them. But they escape, and with Psyduck's psychic headache power, and then all of a sudden, the whole place turns to shit with massive Torterras.
It was like 5 to 10 minutes of earthquakes and the floors cracking. There was an earlier scene where there was a small Torterra garden, and it said that there was like a growth hormone experiment. Yeah. And they were talking about how it maybe had not taken effect yet. But next thing you know,
we see giant-ass Torterras the size of continents.
So that's the growth hormone effect, I guess.
How does no one notice this shit?
I guess they hibernate or something?
No, but you could see that from Rhyme City! Why did not one person in the city was on their balcony like, what the shit is that? I mean, if it was me, I would have been like...
Everybody would have been like...
Gotta catch 'em all.
Gotta catch
Then you see one guy in this. When you see one guy on the street going, hey,
That's that one guy in Pokemon Go that has nothing better to do.
Yay! We need a bigger Pokeball! It won't fit! It's not gonna fit.
Yeah, but they never thought of that.
And Pikachu...
One of the minor complaints. Out of all the things that happen, Pikachu gets severely injured with a tiny pebble, like, boink!
Yeah, they survived all this shit and...
Rocks are falling everywhere, the mountains are moving, the Toteras are going up and down, and then this little pebble falls on Pikachu. It's like, oh, I'm dying!
I mean, I guess I can understand because the rock was coming pretty fast and was like the size of your palm. And with Pikachu's relative size, I don't think its ribcage could survive good...
Yeah, I guess so.
Although he has had worse, now I think, in the cartoon. But anyways, they survive and...
But Pikachu's dying.
Yeah, but then a little Bulbasaur shows up.
Little Bulbasaur, you know. They made it look a lot more like frogs, the design, don't you think?
Yes. I am just amazed at all the detail they put in the eyes, at least.
The Bulbasaur were adorable. So
everything in this movie, I just want to hug and squeeze.
I know, me too. So Tim is begging the Bulbasaur to help find a way to save Pikachu. So Bulbasaur gives a psych and leaves, and then there's a 5-second depression moment. But then he comes back with this whole group of Bulbasaur, and they lead him to this random area in the mountains, and then they just leave them there. And he's like, what am I supposed to do? Mewtwo shows up.
Hi.
And heals Pikachu.
So
Mewtwo heals Pikachu, and then he
kill. You sound like you said kill.
I said heal.
All right, sorry. Sounds like kill.
I said heal, right? Heal.
All right. He heals.
And he gives his own little holograms of supposedly what really happened with the father and Pikachu. But before he could finish, like the last scene was Mewtwo thanking Pikachu for helping him out. So I guess it was led to believe that maybe Pikachu betrayed his partner or something. But before he could finish the story, he got captured by the son.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is.
Whatever his name. So then
he's got recaptured, and then
then we have the.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. And then we have the whole. Classic scene where everyone pusses out.
Pikachu pushed out.
Yeah. No. The whole lost hope scene in every movie where people like lose faith and get depressed, and Pikachu leaves so he doesn't hurt Tim.
Only Pikachu felt that way.
I know, but
because he thought that he had betrayed. He thought that he believed this was his fault, so he felt bad, so he decided to just leave.
Right.
Tim and Lucy was the girl's name.
That's
and Psyduck, they all head to the city to try to find out what the hell's going on, where they're taking Mewtwo. And
does he go straight back to Howard, or was there something else? All right. Yeah, and sorry, go ahead. Pikachu?
It leads to the saddest but most adorable scene in the entire movie. Imagine Ryan Reynolds voicing Pikachu depressingly walking down the bridge, singing the Pokemon theme song in the most depressing sort of way. Like,
I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Pokemon understand power that's inside. Pokemon! Gotta catch them all. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny.
My friend Christina sitting next to me like, huh?
Yeah, so he just happens to get to the bridge that...
Funny yet sad.
So then he happens to get to the bridge where the accident happened, and he starts remembering, and apparently the car crashed because Greninja were hunting him down, and...
Yeah, suddenly memories were flashing back to him all of a sudden.
Yeah, and Mewtwo was trying to save them. And we realize Howard would have known this in the hologram. So, guess what?
Guess who's the villain?
Yeah. Oh yeah, like no one saw that coming.
So Tim and Lucy go back to the Rhyme City, and they're getting ready for this parade. It has all the balloons, and this is the scene we were talking about that was ripping off Batman, supposedly. But they go to Howard's office, and they find out that Howard was behind this whole scheme.
Ooh,
He
big
has
surprise.
Mewtwo captured and has this brainwashing thing that supposedly will connect his mind with Mewtwo's body, and he does it.
Now that I didn't see coming.
Oh, the reason why they have the R, by the way, is because supposedly this only works if they are in a
crazed state.
A wild temperament state or something.
A crazed state, yeah.
So basically, you give Mewtwo the R to make him go mental, and then Howard uses the mind control thing to transfer his mind into Mewtwo's body, which was like, whoa.
Yeah, that seemed like a bit much, didn't it? But anyways.
Howard is in Mewtwo's body.
Yeah, Howard's in Mewtwo's body, and he gets the brilliant idea. Well, he filled all the blimps with the gas, and decides
The R.
the R, and decides that the best way to help people is to merge them with Pokemon. So as Mewtwo, he releases the gas onto the city, and just start. Okay, another thing. But Mewtwo has god powers now, doesn't he? Since when did he have the power to transfer a soul into a Pokemon?
Since forever.
When?
Nice. Convenience plot. Huh?
Alright, anyways,
So
anyways, people start fusing with their Pokemon, and everyone goes crazy.
Well,
and
Mewtwo fuses them.
Yeah. And Pikachu comes back, and Tim finds out that the son of Howard was locked up this whole time, and apparently
Locked in a closet.
Apparently, his secretary was actually his Ditto, who turned into humans, as we knows before.
So the whole time you'd see the son standing there with sunglasses on, looking menacing. It was actually Ditto.
Yeah, and I guess that's the reason he never said anything.
And Ditto was also the pink-haired secretary, and she takes off her sunglasses, and it's those beady Ditto eyes.
I was like, ah!
Creepy! Creepy.
That is not right for humans.
And apparently knows martial arts, because he's whooping Tim's ass.
Yeah, just flipping through Pokemon, kicking ass. And
so Tim's fighting them off while Pikachu is challenging Mewtwo. Or Howard Mewtwo.
Howard 2.
Howard 2. Good.
How to?
How to?
How to?
How to D2.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Alright, blah blah blah, fight, blah blah blah, fight, and then you realize, then Tim hits Ditto with the R, and it just melts like a snot ball, and Howard seemed to have forgotten that he left Tim with his vulnerable body, so Tim just yanks off the head thingy, and Mewtwo is free.
Before Howard Mewtwo could finish off Pikachu's like, I'm not trying to defeat you, I'm just trying to distract you. And he looks over at Tim as takes off the thing, he's like, ah!
Okay.
Spell's broken.
Okay, now here's a question for me. His plan was to transfer his consciousness into Mewtwo, but apparently his body would still have to be alive? So, what was his plan with his body? Was he gonna put put it under, freeze it or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
It just raises a lot of questions, that's all. Anyways, the day is saved, everyone's out of their Pokemon. Oh, Mewtwo fixes everything, and then we find out, at the end
the big twist, which you called it.
I called it halfway into the movie. When Pikachu started talking to Tim about how his dad would feel if he was here right now, I was like, he is the father! Pikachu, you are the father.
Pikachu, you are the father.
What the f- It just shocks everybody.
Yes, as soon as I realized that Mewtwo could fuse people and Pokemon together, I was like, wait a minute. So yeah, that's the big plot twisty thing, is that Tim's dad fused with Pikachu in order to survive. After the accident, he was dying, so Pikachu asked Mewtwo to save him, and fused the father with Pikachu, and somehow lost memories. But that does explain why Tim was able to understand Pikachu talking.
Must have been like a Mewtwo psychic link or something.
A psychic genetic link or something.
Right.
So they unfuse, and it turns out Tim is half white because his father is Ryan Reynolds.
Right. Which we honestly did not expect. I mean, I guess it made sense since they never showed his face before. They didn't even show his skin color.
No, all the scenes, all the flashback scenes that show Tim's dad, he had a hood up. They never showed his face or anything.
Yeah, so Tim decides to stay and work with his dad, and the movie ends.
The end.
Oh, I love how the credits roll and everyone is Pokemon trainerized.
Yeah, I want a Pokemon trainer myself.
I want someone to draw me. What kind of trainer will we be?
I'd be a dragon type. I'll be an apprentice of Claire if
Right.
I need to.
I would love to be a dragon type. I'd probably have an ace trainer look. I would love that.
So yeah, that was Detective Pikachu, and again, I enjoyed that a lot better than I thought I would. And if you haven't seen it yet and you are a Pokemon fan, you'll see it.
You are making a mistake by missing it.
Well, if you're waiting for it to go on DVD, that's fine too, but see it at some point.
It's worth seeing it in theaters.
At some point.
Yeah. And God, the designs for all the Pokemon were so goddamn good.
They did very well. This was supposedly the best video game movie
of all time.
So far.
Even though the bar was never set very high to begin with.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of the past video game movies were floppy.
Yeah,
and
I'm just saying.
I'll tell you one thing. Sonic has a lot of competition. Especially with the whole redesigned character situation. They have a lot to keep up with.
Someone already replaced him with the cartoon Sonic. Did you see that trailer?
I did see that.
That was funny.